Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and we are back here again with another action figure review, but not only an action figure review. Today, we're going to be doing a size comparison with some of the figs you see back there, and also, yeah, I forgot my train of thought. I lost my train of thought there for a moment. Okay, so I'm a little bit late to the party with this figure simply because I've seen this guy multiple times. Never picked him up, never really wanted to pick him up. I never really wanted to pay $40 for this figure. I've seen him so many times, but I came across him for a pretty decent price. And I had some extra funds, so that's how this guy ended up here. And now I'm going to review him. And also, some of you guys told me that he was a really, really good figure. I've watched other reviewers as well, and they weren't too happy with this figure. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot, guys. So we're going to go ahead and open up Steppenwolf. We're going to do a little review. We're also going to do a size comparison as well. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on this Steppenwolf, because as you guys know, I'm pretty honest with my reviews. I mean, if you guys saw my Dark Side review right there, then you guys know how honest I was with that figure. Even though he's a good figure, you guys, if you didn't see my review, then you guys heard my gripes with him. So let's take out Steppenwolf, guys, and we'll leave the card and base in there. I'm sure you guys don't care to see that. I'm sure you guys know who Steppenwolf is. And no, we're not talking about, is it Born to Be Wild? Or is it Wild Thing that did that song? Wild Thing, I think I love. No, that was Born to Be Wild, right? With Steppenwolf. Born to Be Wild. I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, so let's clip out Steppenwolf, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on Mr. Wolf. All right. So I kind of do miss the days when Mcfarlane would give us the big clunky action figure for 20 bucks. I don't understand why he's charging us $40 for these figures, even though they are a little bit bigger. But yeah, I wish he would keep it at the $20 mark, or at least the $30 mark. You know, just mark it up 10 bucks. I think that would be awesome for these bigger figures. You know what I mean? It just amazes me why this guy is $40 and then Devastator back there is 20 bucks. I don't really understand that at all. So I think a lot of people probably would have been happier if this guy was like 20 bucks. Me included. I would have bought this. I would have bought this guy like in the instant, like that. Okay, so let's take a look at Steppenwolf. So the detail is actually really nice. The face. Oh my gosh, that face. Zoom in, camera. Yeah, that face is just kind of hideous, bro. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, yeah, it is very, very nicely detailed. That's for damn sure. I like original sculpts. That's probably, you know, that's one of the reasons why I've been liking a lot of Mcfarlane figs. Is not only because I'm a fan of Mcfarlane, but he's been giving us new sculpts. You know what I mean? As opposed to Marvel Legends, it's the same body, and then just rework it, and it's the same like 2-3 bland colors on an action figure. And I've kind of lost interest with a lot of Marvel Legends, man. They're still good, but I like when I have something new, you know what I mean? So as far as articulation is concerned, do you guys even care? I'm sure you guys have this figure. If you don't, yeah, he does. Does he have articulated fingers? No. He has these weird, look at that weird wrist joint. Yeah. And then a bend right there. And then, yeah, he has these weird hands. You think maybe give us like some articulated fingers. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers. I bet he makes the ladies happy. Torso swivel, break, all that great stuff. Yeah. You know, having him out of package, he's not as big as I thought he would be. Oh, that's what she said. Oh, wait a minute. Knee bend. Let's see. And he has 7 fingers and 2 toes. So that pretty much makes up for his fingers. And it's, there we go. Okay, guys. I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be, and I'm kind of glad that I did wait to get this figure because, yeah, I mean, listen, he's good. He's not going to stand worse shit. He's just completely off balance because of his 2 toes. Oh, his toes are articulated. Look at that. He's got toe articulation, separate toes for his toes. So I think that's pretty unique. What do I make of Steppenwolf? You know, he's decent. I mean, he's not all that great. I mean, the sculpt work is actually really, really nice. I mean, he'll definitely stand out on your shelf. That's for damn sure. The head sculpt is kind of horrible looking. Yeah, man. He's a nice figure. I think he has to grow on me, man. I don't. So, I don't, man. Yeah. So here's his weapon. I'm kind of at a loss right now. His weapon is really nicely done, man. So it's very, very nicely sculpted. Very nice detail for the price point of, what, 20 bucks? Or excuse me, 40 bucks. Well, actually, yeah. That was my argument, wasn't it? Let's try to get this in here. Let's see if the axe makes a difference. Yeah, okay, the axe does bring a little depth to him. So he has these spikes right here as well. Rubberized plastic spikes. Man, this is a tough one, guys, because he is very well detailed, but there's really nothing spectacular about him. He's just kind of one color. He's great looking, don't get me wrong, but you know, all these McFarlane figs, you know, that you see behind you, they're all great looking. You know, the Devastator, the King Shark, the Dark Side, the Bane, you know, they're all great figures, man. This one, man, I would say probably is my least favorite out of all those figures that I just named. He's a good figure, but at the same time, man, I think he needs to grow on me, because at the moment right now I'm just kind of all over the place. He's got a great sculpt, you know, one of a kind, unique, but there's just something just kind of boring about him. You know what I mean? It's just something kind of boring. I don't know what it is. It's a great looking figure. It's just kind of boring. All right, so let's do a size comparison, guys. So that's why you're here to begin with. So let's break them out with some like regular multiverse DC figs. So here he is with John Stewart. That's how he measures up with John Stewart. This guy's fucking awesome, man. So let me give a little piece of advice to all the toy manufacturers out there, or toy makers. The best way to make a great action figure is to start with the face. That's really where it all begins, right? The head sculpt. If it wasn't for this great head sculpt for Green Lantern, John Stewart, the figure wouldn't be that great, because he's just kind of plain and simple. But the body is great. It's great, sleek design, great action figure. It's a great figure. It's a great action figure. I really love this John Stewart. So that's a little piece of advice to all the toy companies out there. Make a great face sculpt, because that's where it all starts, right? When you're looking at a beautiful woman, you want to see a beautiful face, right? You don't want to be with a troll. Speaking of, right there. Here he is with Lobo. I believe this is DC Direct. That's how he measures up. This Lobo was a little small. It's funny because I named my never mind. Here he is with Killer Croc. This is Mattel, and you can see the size comparison right there, bro. Killer Croc is bigger. How about Killer Croc Arkham Asylum? Arkham Asylum Killer Croc is bigger than Steppenwolf. These Arkham Asylum figures, man, they're just great figures, bro. They were way ahead of their time. One of the last figures I reviewed, Kilowog, and you can see he measures up with Kilowog. That's how he measures up. He's bigger than Kilowog. Devastator. That's how he measures up. Devastator. Listen, he'll go great in your collection with your bad guys. This Devastator is awesome. He's still awesome in my opinion. Lack of paint apps, but then again, he ain't too bad. King Shark. Bigger than King Shark. I like that. How about Darkseid? They're about the same height. I give the edge maybe to Steppenwolf by the horns. Decent figure, good figure, but you guys heard my gripes with him. And then we'll do Bane right here. That's how he measures up with Bane. All these DC figs, multiverse figs, McFarlane figs are really, really good figures. Let's do one more size comparison that's not DC related, guys. And I'll give you my rating. And I'll let you know my thoughts on this Steppenwolf. Alright, so to do a size comparison with a figure that isn't DC related, here's the Marvel Select Rampaging Hulk right there. And that's how they measure up. And I say Steppenwolf is a little bit taller by the horns, so that's how he measures up with this Marvel Select Hulk. So if you guys have this figure, then you guys know how big this Steppenwolf is. Speaking of, I didn't even do a freaking measurement of Steppenwolf. So let me bring in my skull right here. Okay, so Steppenwolf, if you're wondering about the size, which I'm sure you guys already know the size, he's about, we'll say about 9.5 inches, all the way up to his horn. So he's a big guy. He's a big guy. Half an inch off of 10. Okay, guys. So let me give you my review. What do I make of this Steppenwolf, man? You know, he's a good figure. Weird articulation. I don't know about this shit. Like when you bend his hand, his hand, and then this piece comes out right here. This is really fucking weird and dumb. That's not the first time I've seen like weird articulation on the McFarlane fig. Listen, it's a one-of-a-kind piece. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention he does have ball joint ankles that do swivel, as if you guys care. Listen, it's a one-of-a-kind piece. You're not going to see this sculpt done again unless McFarlane does a repaint of this figure, which maybe he might. Who knows? He might do a blue version of him, like the multiverse Mattel version. Who knows? Listen, it's a great piece. It's just kind of bland. Great armor, unique sculpt. It's pretty cool that he was able to do this sculpt before, and pull it off, because I'd never seen anything like it before. So kudos to McFarlane for attempting this and actually succeeding at the sculpt of this figure, because I'm guessing it probably wasn't easy. And it's one of a kind, so you're not going to see this on any other figure that I know of in any McFarlane releases. The head right there, I showed you guys the head. It looks very unique, man. The chrome is not as chrome. It's a little bit silver grayish. It actually has a wash over it, so that's pretty cool. Because if it didn't have a wash over it, then it probably would look really, really cheap. So kudos to McFarlane for actually putting a wash on this figure. But the overall look of his face, the face is the selling point, right? So if the face doesn't look great, the figure is not going to look all that great. So the face is horrible, but the sculpt overall kind of saves this figure. The articulation is actually not that bad on this guy. He's pretty flexible. You can get him in some good poses. So yeah, it's very nicely designed. For $40, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I waited for this guy to. I was in no rush to get him. I just waited for the price to go down so I can get him for a good deal, and that's what I did. I'm glad I waited. So, yeah, I say if you guys find this guy for like $20, pay $20 for him. $30 is a stretch. Don't pay anything more than $40 for this Steppenwolf, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you my rating. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, just simply based on uniqueness, one-of-a-kind sculpt, it's going to be a 7 out of 10. If he had a better face, it'd probably be 8 out of 10. But overall, he's not bad at all. Like I said, you're probably going to need the stand to actually stand this guy. But he's a good figure. I mean, like I said, would I recommend him? Yes, but don't pay any less than $40. Don't pay any less than $30, should I say, for this figure. If you can get him anything less for $30, then he's definitely a pickup. He's definitely a steal, but I don't really think he's worth the $40 in my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. He's a good figure, you know. If you're looking for a Steppenwolf, a good Steppenwolf to put in your collection, then yeah, I would definitely recommend him. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that, man. Tell me what you guys make of this Steppenwolf. I agree with you guys that he is a good figure, but like I said, you know, for the price point of $40, I don't think he's worth it. So, in my opinion. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next review. Peace out. Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is brought to you by Gangsters and Demons on YouTube. Check it out.